Hello and welcome to another episode of the Idle PodThing. I'm Adam Hodge and I am joined as ever by
Sam Strong, treasurer and audio boy of this glorious podcast.
What have you been up to today, Sam?
Embezzling.
Again.
This time I thought I'd do it, into bettering myself.
Oh.
I thought, you know what? I'll take some me time, take some classes.
In?
Zip lines.
Okay.
It was like $1,000 of the unit of the society's money.
You spent our money on zipline classes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Classes about zip lines.
Oh, you've paid, but you haven't gone to them yet?
I went to one.
Oh, yeah? How was it?
It was not that good.
Didn't think so. We are joined for the first time on this podcast by another newbie to the society. Is newbie, that's an okay term these days? It's okay. Neil.
Hello.
Neil does film and stuff.
Stuff, that is the official title
Yeah,
of
I was
my
talking
course.
to Neil because I thought, what can I ask Neil about? I know he does film and stuff, so I asked the greatest, most insightful question you can ever ask someone.
Oh, yeah?
What are your favourite movie?
Oh, yeah.
Classic.
And
question.
Neil said Birdman, which is a good film.
Solid film.
And the one that surprised me was About Time,
Yeah.
which is the Richard Curtis movie.
I love
Exactly.
About Time.
You love a romance movie, don't you, Sam?
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker.
What I want to know is, if both you could go back one point in your lives and change something, what would it be? We're getting serious.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
This was more serious than I was anticipating, not gonna lie.
This is a comedy podcast.
Oh.
So I'm thinking okay, so I don't go and try and stop my parents' divorce.
But it was a funny divorce. The way she hit him with a rubber chicken. Oh, it was hilarious.
Yeah, you're lucky that I made that whole narrative up. Otherwise,
okay.
You could have been really hurt my feelings. I would go back to 4.5 years ago. So when I was 16 and a half. And do you know what happened? When you're 16, you can buy a scratch card for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
I would have bought a scratch card. But I wouldn't have bought the one that my...
You could change anything in your timeline and go back to when you were 16 and have the experience of buying a scratch card.
Yeah, because my friend bought one, won £250.
Yeah, but you don't need to get in the exact same one.
Yeah, I am. If I go back to then and jump him in the queue.
So you'd go back time and you wouldn't remember who'd won the Grand National or
I don't know
who
that
won
now.
the World Cup final or you just go back and you'd get a scratch card for £250. Is it so you could buy some more microphones?
That was the rough cost, wasn't it? No, £250. At 16, that would have bought me
How many sweets?
Yeah.
so many.
Much Fanta.
And I also would have annoyed my friend. Jamie
yeah.
wouldn't have got it.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know he hadn't got it. If you'd said to him, hey, Jamie, basically in an ulterior past, you won £250 on a scratch card, but I've come back and I've won it instead of you. He'd go, I think we need to help Sam. Something's going on.
Yeah, but you don't know what he did with that £250, and maybe I've saved... Do you know
what did he do with his £250?
I think he bought a drone.
Oh, okay.
So maybe he was a perv and he was spying on people.
Oh, right. So you've actually... A bit of a hero, actually, is what's
Thank
happened
you.
here.
Yeah.
What would
Audio
you...
boy to the rescue.
Audio boy.
Yeah. What would you do, Neil?
Well, I was thinking something similar to the lottery, but I think Sam's got that covered.
Yeah. I'm all on the money.
Yeah.
Treasurer.
Selfish people. Selfish. Go back. Oh, no, actually, I'm saying go back in your own life and change something. That's pretty selfish
Pretty
anyway.
selfish.
Yeah.
But maybe I could, since I am a film sort of person, I could go back in time with a film that's out today, like a good
That's
film,
quite good.
but then write it myself.
Oh, that'd be...
So
Imagine being that person who actually wrote that film, and they saw that film, and that would sync up with their own mind so weirdly, wouldn't it?
I'll go back far enough for before they came. They could have just come up with an idea.
I'd love if he went back and wrote Terminator 5. They're like, I'm afraid you can't do this. James Cameron already owns the rights.
But
yeah, you couldn't steal a franchise, which are
No.
all they're all the big ones these days.
All right, what movie would you take?
I could just do About Time, couldn't I?
Oh, you could do About
Yeah.
Time.
You might ruin it. No offense. You got any uni news?
Oh, yeah. Oh, we need a theme song for Uni
Of
News.
course.
Oh, Neil, we always do a theme song for a different segment.
I
Can you
see.
give us a theme song for Uni News, please?
Uni news, uni news, uni news.
I want to know, because whenever someone has to do one of those, I've done one. You've done one. What went through your mind that you went, "This is the thing I'm gonna say"?
I guess just my inner Barry Manilow.
So you often find Barry Manilow just coming out.
Yeah.
Okay, he's your
He's my spirit animal.
Spirit animal.
yeah.
Mine's Chico.
Oh yeah, Chico
time.
time.
But the thing is, so last year I got a bit obsessed with Chico, right? And I was like, oh, what's he up to? And I went on his Instagram, and I was like, oh, what's
Still trying to figure out how to tell the time.
I think he had that in his bio. It's Chico time. He didn't post it in a while, and I was like, oh man. And so I DM'd him. I was like, hey Chico, what's up? How you doing? Noticed you haven't posted in a while. Hope you're doing good. Love your stuff. XX send. And then a couple of weeks later, I looked on the news and Chico had a stroke, and that's why he hadn't been posting. And I was like, oh no, someone who is going to go for his social media account and go, this is really insensitive.
Did the stroke happen before you messaged him then? So it looked like you've seen the stroke and been like, hey Chico, you up and about and doing anything?
Yeah, it comes across as really
depending on what you wrote, like his publicist team could have seen that as a sort of Chico's fans are still active and want to know how he's, and they're sending him prayers for him to get better.
True. I think I said first message, it's Chico time, all caps, and then I went still
not for long.
It's Chico's time. That's his last words.
Yeah,
it's impressive. He made any sort of a career from that one song. I remember it playing at school discos.
Well, talking of songs, here's today's uni news.
No way. Can we have the theme song again? Because I feel like we did a soft entry, but now we're really in it because we're not going to get distracted again.
Uni news. Uni news. Uni news.
So today's uni news is a Bath Bar doctor, Dr. Matthew Sargent. If he'd like to come on, he's more than welcome. He's won an award for a piece that he composed at the Top Composer Awards, and it's about modern composing. So I've got a little bit about that I want to talk to you about.
The song's about modern composing?
No, it's
a meta
modern
song.
type of composing, so they can use different instruments and weird things.
Oh, the award is for modern.
Yeah, it's like modern dance, but it's classical music, right?
Right.
So this is the little thing about his song and some stuff about it. I thought you might be quite interested in this. Matthew's music explores ideas surrounding agency and materiality, sound and bodies. And his piece of work was called Meeting the Universe Halfway. Now, here's the interesting bit for me. The title of Matthew's unique piece was inspired by a book of the same name by contemporary American philosopher Karen Barrett, and is intended to be played... Karen Barrett.
Sorry, Karen. That's a funny name.
It's intended to be played by, drum roll please, flute, saxophone, electric guitar, cello, and apparatuses. In fact, central to the piece are 3 custom-made apparatuses created by Matthew, each made from metal, ceramic, or wood, taking the form of a gravity-powered device that personifies a chaotic system.
Wow.
Now, I've often thought that our podcast resembles a chaotic system. I'm just going to let Maximilian Dennis Patrick Ponsonby in the room, which is very exciting.
So do you want to just summarise what just happened for Max?
For Max. We were just talking about uni news, and a dude from Bath Bar has won an award for composing.
Uni news.
And he has
It's a different theme tune.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
No.
And his song is a very weird song with very weird instruments. A lot he's made himself from metal, ceramic, and wood. And the song is meant to personify a chaotic system. A quick question, just going to fire it at you. If you could go back in your own life and change one thing, what would the thing be?
Birth. That was the starting point of the problems, I'd say.
Okay, so this very interesting piece of music. Guess what, Sam?
Yeah.
I got some of this music. I got hold of some of it.
Oh yeah.
And I thought we listened to some of it.
I'm so excited
Like
to
going
hear
from
that.
the various musicians.
Yeah.
I thought it's great. So it's quite a slow intro, but it really takes off. Remember, it's got ceramic instruments.
Yeah.
It's got wood instruments. It's got everything. Right? Shall I play it? And we'll hear a bit of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Bom de bom de bom de bom bom de 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 bom de.
Welcome to Bath Bar. Welcome to Bath Bar.
The world is slowly going into a chaotic entropy which relates to the global warming. Do not forget to recycle your straws at your local straw. Make sure you put the straws in long ways. That's how things have to be. And it's hard. Don't forget to feed the straws to turtles.
Oi.
Ceramic.
I'm really liking this bit of the song. This is proper funky, isn't it, guys? This is really good.
Neil, how are you doing that with your
It's
mouth?
pretty damn cool if you want to get this one to come to my school because I'm fast. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
pretty damn mad if you want to come back. You'll all be glad because of
Why are you
degree.
doing that
Get it
voice?
first class. Everybody wants to hit my ass because I got a fat one. Don't you know? If you come around here, you're an A for show because I'm gangster.
Jesus.
I'm a pretty cool guy. If you want to see this, then touch the sky because it's blue. It's great because the clouds are there. If you don't know this, then you won't be scared because it's pretty damn cool and it's pretty damn easy. Hey, it's pretty damn breezy.
Oh, that was lovely.
Who came in at the end there? That guy was cool.
Did you?
And get this, guys. That song won an award for top composing in the world.
Oh, baby, if you know what's worse, totally random moment, of course.
Those are some yummy bones.
And that is the Art of Foley.
Hmm.
Oh, baby, if you know what's worse, totally random moment, of course.
Max, can we have a theme song for local news, please?
A new one.
Local news.
Wow.
Okay, what's the local news?
Today is, this is the headline of the article I read. It said, 5th sausage found wrapped in leaf on Bristol streets. 5th one.
Fish sausage wrapped in leaves.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want to know more? Or do you
Yeah,
want
what are the leads that the police have on this?
Dog walkers have been finding these sausages wrapped in leaves, and they're covered in a suspicious clear substance, right? So the
Sounds
first two were
suspect.
found in a salt and vinegar McCoy's packet. The other ones have been found wrapped in leaves. And so one of the dog walkers, they picked up the sausage and gave it to the police, and they were like, and this dog walker handed it to the police, and the police said, it's not illegal to drop food on the floor, and we're not going to waste our time doing a toxicology report on a sausage. So I just didn't know if we had one of the sausages here.
One of the sausages.
Yeah, I don't regret saying that.
I think we could bring in a sausage.
These
Yeah,
goddamn sentient sausages.
yeah. I think we can bring in a sausage.
And just to find out what's going on.
Hello,
Yeah. Oh, hi, sausage. What's your name?
my name is Bob. I'm a sausage. My friends like to call me Bob the Sausage.
Really?
Who are your friends?
My friends are Dick the Sausage, Tom the Sausage, and Harry the Sausage.
You got any friends that aren't sausages?
We know
After
a
this
bagel.
podcast, you might have
You
some.
You
know
know a
what I mean?
bagel. Right, you don't really mix much outside your own culture.
No, it's just me and the lads.
Can you explain to us why some of your sausage pals have been found in crisp packets and littered around Bristol?
You know what? I think there is a murderer going around. There's a serial killer for sausages.
Murdering
And
sausages.
They get like emotional gratification out of it, if you ask me.
Emotional
Oh,
gratification.
You know what? No, more than that. These sausages have gone through days of torture.
Are you a psychological profiler, sausage?
Yeah, I've actually been hunting these guys for 10 years now. I've been on the trail.
Can you work on the Zodiac case as well?
Yes, the worst thing than the Zodiac case was there was a copycat killer who did the same for sausages. Traumatised my community for years.
And what are you calling this killer?
We call him the Zodiac Sausage Killer.
The Zodiac sausage killer.
I'm very
Wow.
straight
Of
to the
course.
point.
If it ain't broke.
I mean, we don't like to glorify them with nicknames.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest
I
fan
still-
of
I still came back for
the
that.
biggest fan of sausages. Sometimes I see a sausage and I just want to. So,
Oh, you're a vegan,
I
are you?
really don't think there's much to make of this killer case. To be honest, I think
You
you've
think it's
got it
open
wrong.
shut?
Yeah,
I thought it was
think
interesting. I'm
should
glad we
look-
got to the bottom of it
I think
because
it's
the
Brushing it
police.
under the carpet.
Yeah, we
You're
should
gonna
just
leave my
look
community
past
to
it.
Who
suffer.
cares if
There's
a couple
Fuck
sausages got killed?
Yeah, exactly. If there are people journeying to Bristol from Bath or wherever that are killing sausages, I don't know. Then I
That's
don't
not
really
your
want to
problem, is it?
No,
Well,
I
then whose
don't.
problem is it?
Oh,
Are you just going to leave us like this? Damn you to hell. All of you.
Yeah, well, see you later, Bob the Sausage.
Bye then. Sorry
By
about
the
that.
way, I just
A
wanted to
meanie.
ask you: did you dispose of that 8-pack in the river earlier? That
I've been
just,
scattering them about.
Okay.
I put a couple in the river, but the river
Okay.
drained.
Yeah, no worries. Well, I hope they catch this killer or whoever
Sorry, what
it
are you
is.
guys talking about?
Nothing.
And also, why was there a sausage outside? that had a face just like mine, but in sausage form.
I don't know. Have
That's
you
a
got any
grotesque
sausage
look.
relatives?
Yeah, most of my family line is just swine.
Can you post that clip on your Facebook later?
No. I want people to know I don't want to have anything to do with these.
Then why do you have a whole segment on this podcast?
You know what?
Let's move on to everybody's least favourite segment. Maximilian, Dennis, Patrick, Ponsonby. It's time
Well,
for
we're going
Max's
straight into it.
story. I sit in comfortably, children, because you won't be for long. Oh, no. Very nice.
I just want to point out,
managed to do
he's
that,
the
like,
only.
so accurate.
Everyone else gets to go at Journal,
No.
but he always does that one. No
that
one
theme
else has
song,
got to do
that
it.
theme song is gold.
He's so accurate every time. He never misses a beat.
He never
No.
misses a beat.
It's impressive.
I have a feel like you had this written down even before you met Max.
Oh, I came up with it far before, yes. I've just been waiting for someone called Maximilian Dennis Patrick Podspeed to
Yeah.
come into my life, and then I could use that.
Got lucky.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a stretch, but okay. Max, what's your story for this week?
The Halloween of 2018.
Ooh.
I mean, whew, this is the first time I've told that story for like a long time now. A lot's happened. Basically, the second year, everyone had gone home, and my flatmate. I'll leave everyone's names out of it. So I'll call my flatmate Ham, and I'll call my friend who came along for the night
Cheese.
Cheese. There you go.
Ham and
And
cheese.
Cheese is like this big like rugby player guy. He like
What
drinks
we-
a lot. He's got a big beard, and he went as a serial killer. So just imagine this big guy covered in blood in a tatty shirt with a knife, a plastic knife, walking around all night. Sam just went in a skeleton, like he like painted his face like that and wore a suit.
Did you just say Sam? Did you just
Oh,
give away
no.
his real name?
Oh,
No, he said
knew
ham.
that
He said
was
No,
gonna
ham.
I was
said
going to
ham.
say,
I said ham.
how long before he gets ham and cheese mixed up? Never mind that, he just forgot about ham and cheese entirely.
and we'd organised 3 pre-drinks. It was going to be like an epic Lord of the Rings pre-drinks pub
Trilogy
crawl.
is the word you're looking for.
Perhaps. And then we were going to
Definitely.
go to a club afterwards. And the first party was a friend of Sam's who was a bit of an arse that no one liked. He's like a music guy. He's a bit up his own bottom. And we get there and there's loads of people. It's absolutely buzzing at this house. They've got loads of music playing. He walks up in his turtleneck and his glasses just like, oh, hello, do you want to play the piano? And we got in a fight. Well, Declan got in, oh, no.
Two names down.
Jeez, got in a fight. And we ended up taking some beer. Just one keg. And it wasn't even my intention. It was just ham and
You
cheese
took a
had
whole
already
keg.
There was loads of kegs just lying about. Ham and cheese had already had the keg outside by the time I got there. I mean, if I'm honest, I was running out because they were chasing us. But so anyway, the first prinks went really well. The second
You
was
just call them prinks.
pre-drinks, prinks.
Is that a thing?
People,
that is a
yeah,
Oh
it's
my
a
god.
term.
Jesus.
You need to drink more.
The prinks.
That's the
I'm
solution
going,
here.
I'm going prinks with ham and cheese.
The second prinks was
See what I mean?
It's a funny word.
so abominably boring. I can't even remember whose it was. Oh man, it was.
I think it was pickles. I think it was pickles.
Wasn't it pickles and salt and pepper?
I think it was pickles and salt and peppers.
Pickers and Salt and Pepper's house party was it lacked, and we showed up. Oh, I remember. Yeah, it was a loads of girls, and I don't know why girls always do this at pre-drinks, but they always like doing everyone's makeup like in a big communal thing. And 3 boys sat down, and they're like, "Oh, we can go to town on this." Like they like added Sam's like facial features. They contoured like his
Ham.
bones. Ham.
Oh, now I get it.
Ham's
Very
bones.
imaginative.
And I forgot. I just realised I forgot to mention what my Halloween costume was.
Yeah, I was going to ask that, but I didn't.
I dyed my hair blue. I wore a shirt that it was just a plain white shirt that I wrote scrawled basically in Sharpie "Save the Whales" on, and I wore a denim jacket and got gay pride badges and like feminism badges and Hillary Clinton badges. And my costume was a Bass Bar student, but it's open to interpretation. I even had a whole bit about it in my stand-up, which I just realised I'm doing now. That I was like, to some people, what's scarier than a politically opinionated, motivated teenager? Hey? And I figured that pleased everyone, because I was openly mocking the left, whilst also saying I kind of align with them as well. they just they gave me blue lipstick, they gave me eyelashes, and contoured me as well. And by the time I walked out the house, I realised what I thought had started been just like blue-haired boy had turned into some kind of like insulting transsexual.
You say you didn't realise that when you made the costume, it might insult some people.
Oh, no.
That's what you're saying.
I hadn't intended for it to go that far. So then I show up to the third house. It was hosted by a girl who I'd met twice before. The way we met was drunk after the summer ball in first year. So and I hadn't spoken to her since then because a day later I had to go back home. And I get home and I had a massive rash all over my body that didn't go away for days. And I just assumed play it safe, maybe not go back. Like I had to convince my parents I caught it on the train, which is awkward.
Why were your parents seeing your naked body?
I walk around naked a lot. What
Mum,
can I
Dad,
say?
can't see my body rash.
I look like a giraffe, man. I was just like spots everywhere. Anyway,
How did you convince them you got them on the train? Like, what would you do at the
I show up
train?
at this house party, and who do I recognise? But one of my flatmates from first year, and she's with her girlfriend. Her girlfriend's like, she's Welsh, and she's smoking these like super long cigarettes, like phenomenally long. And she's like, I don't know, I kind of felt like she was being a little bit mean. I don't know, just maybe there was just a lover's spat. But I like went outside and I'm like looking somewhat offensive to just everyone there. Megan, no, not her. Did I mention her name?
No, you did now.
I think you...
Pepper didn't.
Pagan. Yeah.
Pagan hasn't spoken to me at all yet. I've just let Sam and Declan roam off. Declan's still walking
Ham
around
and
with his
cheese.
keg,
Ham
by
and
the way.
cheese.
Oh fuck yeah, no, yeah, Cheese still walking around with his keg, by the way, sits down on it now and uses his own personal stool that he can just turn a tap on and pour himself a pint. Everywhere he goes, he just asks for glasses and he's just sitting on his own keg, swearing at people as they walk past. And I'm talking to this girl outside smoking these horrendously long Welsh cigarettes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and by the 5th, I'm pretty much so intolerably fucked that after I've told her that she needs to stop being mean to her girlfriend and treat her right because she's a really good person. She lived next to me in first year and she was really deaf and I could play my video games loud at night and it didn't really matter because she couldn't hear. And she's nice and and then I walk around the corner of the kitchen and I knock out the very person I was talking about.
How did you knock her out?
She was just standing around the corner, walking around into the garden to hear what all the shouting was about.
And you just walked straight into her.
Just head-on collision. And then I left. And then me and Ham and Cheese were going over a bridge, like over the train tracks in Oldfield Park.
Yeah.
It's really steep on the other side. And we decided, I don't know why, to reenact the scene in Lord of the Rings where like Gandalf fights the big Balrog. And you'd think, me being the smallest person there, Declan being this massive, hairy, like rugby
Cheese.
player, and Cheese, and Ham being like this guy who'd like...
Just if anybody's wondering, Declan is Cheese and Sam is Ham.
Ham.
Just to
Yeah.
clear it up.
And
Megan
Ham,
is pagan.
No. Her actual name is Pagan.
Pagan is pagan.
and then I'm the tiny guy. You'd think I'd be Frodo, right? Of all the people in that situation, like Ham can be Gandalf and Cheese can be the Balrog. No. I was Gandalf, and
This is like a really drunk conversation at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I could have been Frodo.
and Sam was Frodo,
Ham.
and he just Ham was Frodo, and he was just walking away. But Declan was still the Steve was still the Balrog. He was still the Balrog. And this massive, like, serial killer looking dude with his plastic knife just jumps on me, and I just crumple to my knees, fall headfirst onto the floor, and then as he's riding the back of my skull down the like other side of this bridge, like tearing off half of my face and ruining my makeup. And Pagan caught up, and she was like, "You are such a dickhead." And we went into town, and I maybe gave £20 to a homeless person just before we got into the club to impress everyone, but ended up realising I didn't have any money to actually get into the club. So I just walked home, and I'm like to the homeless person, like, I really want you to like buy some drugs with that. I'll find you tomorrow and tell me what drugs you got. And I come into town tomorrow, the next day, and he was like, "Sorry, I don't recognise you at all." And I was like, "Man!" And his name was Gary with an I. He told me he was like, "My name's Gary with an I. I'm the only guy in the world." But it's like, I mean, which is
I think his name was Chicken Slices.
It's
Chicken tikka.
It's statistically improbable that he's the only person who spelt Gary with an I in the like. There's probably someone in like South Africa or Russia or something like. And also, is it Garai or is it Giri? Like, where's the I go in that Gary? He didn't specify. There's multiple options. Anyway, so I just called him Garai. Play it safe with both the I options. Like, then a community police officer walked past and I panicked and bricked it and walked away. And I never got to find out what. And he didn't share anything with me either. Although maybe sharing weed with a homeless person is a questionable decision. But anyway, I mean, what was a community police officer going to do anyway? Oh, man, that was
Got about 10 stories in one there.
I just felt like that was a fever dream.
I just really want a sandwich now.
Yeah.
I drifted out of that story. I was just focused on how many times he messed up the names.
Yeah.
That was mental.
Yeah. Just to get that all down then, you stole a keg, you found an annoying bloke in a turtleneck, you headbutted a girl who you'd been defending, and then whilst reenacting the Lord of the Rings on a railway bridge, you were Cool Running style ridden down a hill on your face, and then you met a homeless guy who you gave some money, but then who forgot you, called Garai.
And I woke up in vomit.
As usual.
Because
Those are
All his
the
stories
final
end.
pillar of a Mac story.
He always ends everything on a nice note, doesn't he?
Yeah.
All right.
That was stressful to listen to.
That was really stressful.
That was a phenomenal time in my life. Really, really, really good time.
By the way, we've just announced to anyone listening that a girl named Pagan gives out rashes. If you,
yeah,
mean,
watch out.
No,
for
not,
Megan.
it's not confirmed.
I mean, I barely specified anything about the story. You could still have that anonymity. And you know what? Pagan's not actually a name.
Oh, really? All right. Well, that's this episode of the Idle PodThing.
Yeah.
Everybody say bye.
See you later. You want me to stop?
Yes.